Hello. I am Marcia and today I have some powerful tips for you, if you are over 50 years old or if you are approaching that age. And if you are younger and this is not your case but there is someone from your family who is over the 50s, share this video, because these tips will be very interesting. I've found a lot of people from my audience, who sent me and mailed me messages saying, Marcia, I'm too old to start over, I don't know what to do with my life, I'm already over the 50s. And even people saying I'm already 60 years of age and my life ended here. No please. Having life expectancy of the middle-class Brazilian being an average of 84 to 85 years old, means that possibly you will live up to 90, 95 years, maybe 100 years old. That means that at the 50 years old, you arrived halfway, my friend. It is just halfway life, my friend. You have a lot ahead, you can start from scratch, you have many years to live. But if maybe you left the labor market and now you want to go back but you're over 50s, it is important that you know how to do this. Is the labor market having space only for young people? Will people just want to hire the kids? No. That's not true. There are many opportunities exactly for you who is older, who is more mature, who has more wisdom, who has more experience. But you need to use this in your favor and not against you. The great difficulty that I have seen for people to return to the labor market after the 50s, it has nothing to do with the market, it's about themselves. When we stiffen or we start to believe that you are no longer capable, that people will not want to hire you, then yes, the problems come up. The question is much more here, in the head, than actually in the labor market. So I prepared 7 tips for you. 7 tips that you can put into practice to return to the labor market after 50 years old, with excellent opportunities, collaborating with many people with all your experience and all your potential. What tips are those? The first one is to not let your soul grow old. What defines someone's age if not how many birthdays she did, what it says there on the birth certificate or on the identity card? But what happens in her soul? Do you feel like an old man? Do you feel like an old woman? Did you wear your old pajamas and you think the days are over? Even though you are just 60 years old and have like another 30 or 40 years ahead to live? Take care of what happens inside you. Because this also defines what will happen in your life. The second tip is maybe the idea is not to look for a job, but to start your own business. And then I brought as an example the people of Tapes Medusa. I don't know if you already know these carpets, it is a company of my friend Flavio. He provides a course where people learn to produce rugs and pillows that are exactly those of the photo and the final product looks extremely beautiful. And people enroll this course, learn how to produce this rug and then they can sell. This is just an example, but what other things you can do? From handicrafts to sell some kind of special food or homemade cake or anything else you do well and now can start to be a source of income for. Have you thought about that? The next tip is to register an account on LinkedIn. Wow, maybe you've never heard of LinkedIn before, but it's a very powerful social network, because it is used exactly for this professional purpose. So having your personal informations and you start having friends on LinkedIn and share your profile, will help you to meet people that will know what you have to offer to the labor market. Another tip is to enroll in specializations courses. Oh Marcia, but I went to college 30 or 40 years ago. Well, maybe it is time to learn new things, to enroll in a new course. A new graduation. There are several old age courses available, but any other course is possible. I know people who started law school at the age of 60. You are never old enough to start over. Learning has no age. We live in the age of knowledge. We need to be clear that we can't never stop preparing and studying. So do this. Run after learning something that you find interesting and that will add value to your resume and your professional trajectory. The fifth tip is to use social networks in general. So not only a LinkedIn profile, but you have Facebook, where you can use to publicize your work. where you can warn your contacts that you are available in the labor market, where you can talk about what are your skills, and then you have the possibility to be known by more people. Maybe the WhatsApp. What are the social networks that you can have access so people get to know you and may wish to hire and have your work? The sixth tip is to trust your own experience in a job interview. A lot of people already get disapproved in the job interview, because looking at the interview room, with all that younger people, and you think, I have no chance. Look at this bunch of boys and girls and I'm here with my 50s or my 60s. Who's going to prefer to hire me than hire these kids? Maybe someone who needs an experienced person, who needs a mature person, who knows what it wants, who has dedication, who built a beautiful trajectory, who have things to share and teach. Do not diminish yourself in the job interview. Know that you have a beautiful story to add up in this new company, and that you will be a valuable acquisition for that hire. And finally, the last tip. Lean on the results you have already brought to the previous companies. You walked out there, you had a whole professional trajectory that is a matter of pride for you. So let your new hirer knows about that, of how much you've already added value in the trajectory you've done so far and how much you have to add to this new company. Show that you are willing to always learn, to restart and add the new team you're going to part of. There's no correct age to build a new career, to learn new things, to start all over. Remember, what defines your age? It's not the birth certificate but what happens inside you. The sky is the limit, there are great achievements ahead, so it doesn't matter if you are 50, 60, 70, 80 or 90 years old, like a student of mine, Mrs. Melita, who learned to play piano having 80 years old, or my student Solomon Pamplona, who wrote a book after his 80s. What matters is what happens here and what happens in here. You have a lot to collaborate, so come here, come to the labor market and make the difference. A big hug and I'll see you soon.